Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back at you with another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC 1 and free update game mode content. Let's discuss everything that you need to know about this before this update and this DLC drops, right? I've gotten a lot of questions in my comment section asking which versions count towards the early access, what time is early access. So I'm just going to discuss everything in this video. I also want to go over the game mode and how I think this new raid boss type of mode is going to be. I think it's going to be a raid boss, no official full confirmation, but the way that they worded everything, it sounds like that, okay? And I'll give you some examples of other Dragon Ball games that, you know, do a mode like this, right? And I also wanted to go over DP, right? DP cost for these characters. Now, the DP cost is pure just educated guesses and speculation, nothing confirmed, but I wanted to put it in here because I did get a lot of requests of people asking, could I do something going over what potentially the DP would be for all 11 of these characters? So, first and foremost, let's talk about the January 20th early access. Now, that's in the States, okay? That's on, you know, the west side of the world here, okay? You'll get 72 hours early access, right? So it should be starting on the 20th, and they did confirm that it's going to be, I believe, at 3 p.m. PST. Okay, so that should be 5 p.m. CST and 6 p.m. EST. I believe that is the same exact time of when early access went live for when the game launched, you know, back in October, right? So which editions count towards the early access? Well, you need to just have the season pass. That's it. That's pretty much all you really need, okay? That counts towards if you bought the Deluxe edition, the Ultimate edition, and the Premium edition, or the Collector's edition, right? Because it should have came with all of that. It should have come with a code, and you should have been able to, you know, put that in at launch and everything, okay? So the Deluxe Edition was digital only. Ultimate Edition, you could get an actual physical copy of that. But when it comes to those editions and everything, in a sense, you'll get everything for free. It should automatically install. If it does not, okay, what you do is you go to the store and you find your game, and then you go to the add-ons, and then you can add it on in there. Or you could go to your game library at the home menu, for example, like if you're playing on PlayStation. I don't know how Xbox works, but for Steam, it should automatically install. As long as your, you know, account is set online, it should automatically install, you know, no problem, right? Now, I'll definitely go over that if people have trouble tomorrow when this actually goes live, okay? Because today's the 19th, so it's not out yet, right? Depending on if they do some type of update, and people on PC might be able to, you know, access it early. Other games have been like that. I think Fighters, Kakarot, and even like Xenoverse, there was always some type of like way that you could access the thing early if they like added all the files in there through an update, okay? Which there's likely going to be some type of update because they have to, you know, prepare for everything, right? So we'll see what happens with that, but you just need the season pass, right? The season pass is, I believe, $35. Unfortunately, I messed up here. I'm on the wrong, I mean, this is what, European or UK or whatever. So yeah, it's going to be 35 bucks, okay? From what I remember. Again, if you have Deluxe, Ultimate, or Premium, those all count. Now, if you got just the Standard Edition, you won't get it for free. But you can still get it right now, okay? You just buy the season pass, right? Buy the full season pass. There has been no individual packs being shown in terms of how much it is yet because it hasn't fully released yet. So I don't know exactly how much it's going to be. I'm going to assume around maybe 12 to like, or maybe like 10 to 13 bucks, depending on, you know, how much content is in each one, right? This might have, I mean, they say like 20 plus playable characters, and already 11 of them, little over half of them have already been filled out of 3 packs. So this might be one of the, it could actually be one of the more pricey ones, but it just depends on how many, when they say 20 plus, how many extra it's going to be, right? So yeah, all you have to do is just get the season pass. It's 35 bucks. It says it right here. The bonus that comes with the season pass is the Shenron summoning. So you'll get a free, you know, 7 Dragon Balls to summon for Shenron, just like previously, if you, you know, got the early access pre-order bonus and everything. And additionally, the season pass bonus also includes 3-day early access to the 3 DLC packs. So it's in your best interest to go ahead and just buy the season pass so that you can get your early access, right? And just enjoy it, you know, as soon as it goes up, like the soonest you can. So just do that, right? So that's it for when it comes to people that were asking about how early access is going to work, okay? Now, I've been talking about this mode over the past couple of days, but I really wanted to go over like examples of how exactly this is going to work, right? So again, they confirmed that this is going to be, in a sense, a free update type of mode. This is not releasing, I believe, until Thursday or Friday, depending on time zone. So we won't be able to play this during the time of early access, so you're going to have to wait for this, right? Now, the reason I say this is a free update type of thing is because they're calling it a brand new game mode, okay? Also introducing the Legendary Warrior Face-Off mode for a limited time. You guys know, limited time. Lots of games have done this, right? Dragon Ball Legends has co-op raid boss battles. Dokkan, I think, has like the Extreme Z battle or Extreme Z Awakening battle thing or whatever. Or they have like their specific boss events, right? Xenoverse 2 has weekly raid updates. Unfortunately, there's no update this week, but usually they have one every single week where you fight a raid. Now, Xenoverse raids are a little bit different because it's a 6v1, if I recall correctly. So that obviously isn't going to be the same with this, but I'll go over what I think it could be. And I think the closest thing we can get to what they're describing here is probably going to be something like what Dragon Ball FighterZ has, which I believe was called the Party Battle. But you're going to challenge yourself against characters with sky-high power levels. So again, it's going to be very challenging. And the first up character is going to be Broly. I assume it's DBS Broly. During this limited time, we will conduct some tests to prepare for a second test later on. Power up and join the fight, okay? So yeah, this is going to be our first like trial and error type of raid boss type of thing, right? Now, Party Battle, I think that's what it was called, back on Dragon Ball FighterZ. This actually released like, I think like 3 or 4 months after the game launch. So we're actually getting this a lot sooner than what FighterZ got, okay? So this is a pretty cool mode because for this one, at least on FighterZ, I believe it was like 3 players, okay, because it's like a team of 3 normally, and you fight the enemy, which it just varies on which characters and how difficult in terms of like the level and stuff, right? And after you beat them, if you do it with, the 2 other people that are on your team or whatever, which you can switch out between them, right? It's not, because it's fighters and everything, it's a switch out type of method. I'm going to assume Sparking Zero is going to be the same thing because I saw some people saying like, oh, maybe it's like a co-op mode or whatever, and I feel like they would have said that, and that would have been great, right? I would have loved like I don't know how you would do it if that's even considered a co-op. I mean, co-op is at the same time. It's a simultaneous thing, right? So I think it's going to be more of a switch method if they are doing this, if this is going to be like 100% an online type of mode, and if they are allowing, more than one person to, fight in this, right? So if you did beat it, it'll say like, congratulations, and you get a little, reward at the very end. It says the party battle has ended, the number of required wins has been reached, and you have received the following rewards. You got 100 premium Z coins, which those are great. That's the premium currency that Dragon Ball FighterZ has and everything, right? So it did say that it's not on here, but I said on the Japanese version that the rewards will depend on, like, what you get will depend on how well you did in the actual battle, okay? So that's where it's going to be kind of like Xenoverse 2, where it's probably going to be point-based. So what I'm thinking the rewards are going to be, and that's what that gift box option was that they added recently, right? I think back in like December. That is likely going to be where you can claim your rewards, and it could probably range from Zenny. It could range from maybe they could do a new premium type of currency in the game, like, for example, STP medals in Xenoverse 2. That's a thing. I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's just either going to be like you can get Zenny, maybe like a full set of Dragon Balls or something like that. Maybe, not confirming anything, but maybe, some type of customization. If not for this battle, this specific one, future ones, definitely. There's always, again, we discussed this before in that customization and gift box speculation that I did, where it's like, oh, it could be like new accessories, new outfits, right? Little things, right? Nothing too big. Like Xenoverse 2 does little things like that. Now, I don't think it would be like a new stage or anything. I feel like stages still... We're not confirmed to be getting a stage in this one, but I feel like stages make more sense to be free update type of stuff, but it could also be paid content. Xenoverse 2 and a lot of their DLC packs, they do come with stages, right? So this game is similar in that aspect of the formula that they're kind of using for it. Sparking Zero is like a combination between FighterZ and Xenoverse 2 when it comes to content, like added content formula, right? But we'll see what happens whenever this goes live. I'll do another follow-up video whenever we get more information. I'm going to assume that they'll post more information specifically going over what this mode is going to have. They could drop a new trailer for it, sometime next week. But again, we're not getting this until like Thursday/Friday, depending on your time zones, right? So again, it's probably going to be similar to Fighters, but comment down below what you think if it's going to be something like that. Again, Dragon Ball Legends has something almost exactly like this as well. Like every Dragon Ball game pretty much has this, right? So now, guys, let's talk about character DP. Credits to this website, Genshin Lab, the guide by Genshin Lab. They actually have all the DP in order or whatever because I can't really go in game and view it. There might be a way to view it without having to go online, but I think I would have to make a room and then I would have to connect with somebody to do it. So I think it'd just be easier to do it like this, okay? So I'm basing the DP. This is speculation. This is all just educated guesses, and I could easily be wrong on this. Like, I'm not confirming any of this. This is just what I personally think would make sense, but I know there are going to be a lot of people that disagree with me, right? So this is what I decided might make a little bit of sense. I have to say a little bit of sense because I feel like people, when it comes to online, ranked, and all this stuff, I'm not the guy to go to for that kind of stuff. I'm just going, again, based off of what they had on, in the game normally for certain characters, okay? So I decided to opt for DP6 for Superhero Gohan. I believe DP6 related characters, that's going to be like for example, like Super Saiyan Adult Gohan, right? Now, I definitely think that this is this is Gohan from the Buu Saga, right? So in my opinion, it would make sense. This is a Gohan post-Tournament of Power, okay? But, I mean, obviously, he's not training all the time. He said, oh, I've been training in secret or whatever. But, like, again, I'm not trying to power scale or anything. I'm just going off of what I feel like would make sense. Because these are DLC characters, right? So they're definitely going to be a lot more, I mean, I would hope more powerful, more, improved versions of already existing characters, right? So the superhero versions, right? It would make sense to me for it to be, on par with what he was like in the Buu Saga or whatever, right? But you could, with all these, you could give or take 1, maybe 2 DP, right? And please, comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, because I haven't really seen anybody discuss what DP is going to be. That's why I got requests asking it. Which, again, I don't know why y'all asking me, because I don't know shit about this. I'm just going based off of what this is, right? So then each form after that would make sense to be at least 1 DP higher. Not all the time, right? There are some exceptions, like I believe with DP7, Super Saiyan 2 Adult Gohan as well as Ultimate Gohan are both classified in that, okay? And obviously, Ultimate Gohan is a more powerful form, but they're not really, again, it's not really like power scaling based in a sense. I mean, I guess you could kind of say it is, but they're trying to make it work with the techniques that the characters have and how much damage that they normally do and everything, right? So characters that are in DP7 are, usually like the best forms of, I don't want to say like mid characters, but like for example, like Kale Berserk, Super Saiyan Kefla, Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, right? Base form Gogeta is in, DP7, okay? And again, I know DP7 Super Saiyan Superhero Gohan might not make much sense, but again, it just all depends on the techniques that they have and how they're going to play. So give or take a DP or 2 DP, right? So Ultimate Gohan, I put at DP8. Now DP8 related characters, these are pretty powerful characters, like Super Vegeto's in DP8, right? And this is Ultimate Gohan post Tournament of Power in Superhero. He's still a pretty strong guy, right? But I am not saying that, his power level is on the level of Jiren, right? Or, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or even Super Saiyan Blue Goku, okay? That's debatable, right? I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just going based off of, because he's probably going to be pretty decent as a character, right? And then, of course, DP9, Beast Gohan. That one, again, you could debate whether or not that makes sense. I just put him on par with Ultra Instinct Goku and, like Broly and stuff. In terms of how, because it's a DLC character and it's fucking Beast Gohan, guys. So the lowest I would do is DP8. That's the lowest I would go for Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan, it's fucking Beast Gohan, okay? In almost every game that has released, Beast Gohan has been an absolute beast. Like that is the peak pinnacle of Gohan. So it would make sense to either put him in probably either DP8 or DP9, okay? But you could absolutely disagree with me. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just talking about this now because people asked me, okay? That's all. Now let's talk about Piccolo, okay? So I think he would be one less DP than Gohan, and then it would just kind of go up by one for each form. So DP5, I think that's actually makes sense because in DP5, that's kind of on par with Fused with Kami Piccolo, which is Piccolo's best pinnacle form or pinnacle, version of him that he has in the game currently right now, right? And they kind of did Piccolo, I don't want to say dirty, but like Piccolo isn't really a character that I see many people use, and I just feel like he's, like the best of what Piccolo has is DP5. That's so unfortunate in my opinion, right? But it is what it is for at least the, how it is for the base game, right? Now, interesting that Lord Slug, his giant form, is also in DP5, okay? You'll see where I go with the other one. So, Power Awakening Piccolo, I did put him up at DP6. Again, you could give or take a DP. I don't really know what you would consider how powerful he is. But, yeah, I guess it would make sense for him to maybe he could go up to DP7, right? Just depending on his techniques, right? How he's going to function, right? DP7 actually kind of makes a little bit more sense to me personally, just because it's supposed to be like, for example, like Ultimate Gohan's in there, and this is Piccolo's potential unleashed type of form, right? But I don't think, it should be common sense that Gohan is just a more powerful character than Piccolo. But again, discuss in the comments what you think. Now let's talk about DP7 for Orange Piccolo. He could easily also be DP8. And also, giant form could also be DP8. But again, I was just trying to make it reasonable, so we go up by one. Again, DP7, characters like Gogeta base form from Dragon Ball Super, God Goku and stuff. Piccolo and Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo and Beast Gohan, they're not God forms, but they're, I don't know, I feel like they're just kind of putting them on par with God forms. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But Aniraza, whatever, he's DP8. So I think is he the most powerful? Okay, that's the most powerful giant character in the game in terms of DP cost, right? So that's why I would put Orange Piccolo giant form into DP8. That's the only reason why I was just like, okay, that makes sense because it's going up by one. If I put him at 7 for regular Orange Piccolo, then one more would be kind of on par with Aniraza. I think that would make sense, right? Now, let's talk about the Gammas. Now, Gammas was really hard for me to kind of figure out because I'm like, well, again, I don't want to power scale, but like they're kind of on par with, Ultimate Gohan, maybe Super Saiyan Gohan, or sorry, Super Saiyan Gohan, maybe Ultimate Gohan, and Gamma 2 was definitely on par with Power Awakening because Piccolo he was being pushed to his limit and he had to transform, okay? Again, not trying to power scale, but like I'm just kind of thinking how it would work in my head. So I was like, reasonably DP7, maybe DP6, right? Definitely a possibility. The Gammas are really strong. They're a lot stronger than I feel like people give them credit for, right? So, yeah, DP7 actually is pretty reasonable in my opinion, right? Them being on par with like Perfect Cell, for example, or like even Super Saiyan God Vegeta, or like base form Vegeta or whatever. Like, in turn, again, I keep saying I don't want to power skill, but I'm kind of doing that. It's very hard to figure this out for me, right? For you guys, you might be like, oh, I know it's this, and then whenever it actually releases, you're 100% right, which is going to be awesome. But we'll see what happens whenever it drops or whatever. This is more of like a discussion for fun, right? So Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, I feel like they're both kind of on par. You could say that Gamma 2 might be maybe a little bit stronger. He might be DP8 because he's got Core Breaker and everything, and Core Breaker's like really, really fucking powerful move, so they might be like, oh, Core Breaker's broken as fuck. But if it's anything like Xenoverse 2's Core Breaker, the tracking is going to be ass, right? But I think it's like a rush down. It's likely going to be a rush down, and then he'll do his attack, which the tracking on rush downs are not great. Rush attacks, I personally don't like them in this game. I try to stay away from them, but yeah, whatever. All right, so Cell Max, last big boy here. Again, Cell Max being on par with probably like Aniraza. It could potentially push to DP9. Cell Max could potentially push to DP9, right? Not saying that he's on par with Beast Gohan. Beast Gohan absolutely fucking washes Cell Max. We know that. But he's a big-ass character. He's peak Cell, in a sense, if you want to even consider it that. He's very strong, right? So I don't know if you would put him in DP9 or DP8. I do not think any characters in this entire pack will get to DP10. DP10 is like you're a fusion. You're a pinnacle fusion of Goku and Vegeta, or you're a literal god, aka Beerus or Whis, right? That's DP10, right? So DP10, basically, you are God. And yes, Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 is God. That is my religion, right? Okay, I don't want to say that. I don't want to get into that, right? But yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, the DP. This probably makes 0 sense and is absolute garbage, and I'm sorry. I am not a very intelligent person when it comes to how you would calculate DP for these characters, but I tried my best. Okay, I only did it because I had a few people ask about it, right? So for those 2 people that asked, this part was for you, and I love you guys. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Just wanted to discuss everything, what you needed to know about Season Pass Early Access. If you have any other questions, concerns, or you want to discuss down in the comments, please do. I love reading the comments, seeing what you guys have to say about this. You guys literally make making content so much more fun, and I do appreciate you guys coming through. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider dropping a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe here on the channel and have my notifications on. We will be going hard on all the content. We're going to be showcasing every single character, all 11 characters, as soon as they are available. We'll also do the story, I say story, but the episode battle stuff. And we'll also be doing the raid later this week. We got a lot of content coming. Sparking Zero's back. We have stuff to do in the game, and it's going to be very, very fun. So y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.